Hello, good day. So now, we're going to tackle the measures of variability. So we all know that variability, the other term of this is dispersion. So in variability, we will measure the distance from one score from another score. So in variability, we're gonna solve our range, mean deviation, variance, and standard deviation. So in range, this is the formula. So this is the formula of our range. R is equals H minus L. H stands for highest minus lowest. So let's say our example number 1. 1, 2, 4, 7. So example, this is our data. Then to solve this, our highest term is 8. So we're gonna put 8 here, minus our lowest term is 1. So our range is 8 minus 1 is equals to 7. So this is our range. Very easy. Next is mean deviation. So in mean deviation, we have a group and group data. Okay, so let's move on to our mean deviation. So first, we're going to solve ungroup data. So the formula of ungroup data is M here stands for mean deviation is equal to summation of absolute value x minus mean all over n. So our example here, 1, 2, 4, 7, 8. So first, we're gonna arrange this vertically. So 1, 2, 4, 7, 8. And we're gonna total this. And the total of this is 22. 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 7 plus 8 is equal to 22. So now, we're gonna solve our mean first. So we all know that the formula of our mean is this. Mean is equals to summation of x over n. And the summation of x is 22. So we're gonna put 22 here. And the n here is the number of data. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna put 5 here. And 22 divided by 5 is 4.4. So this is our mean. So now we're gonna start, or we're gonna proceed to the second column. X minus mean. So our x is 1. And 1 minus mean, which is 4.4, is negative 3.4. 2 minus 4.4 is negative 2.4. 4 minus 4.4 is negative 0.4, of course. And 7 minus 4.4 is positive 2.6. And 8 minus 4.4 is positive 3.6. So we're gonna proceed to the third column. So in the third column, we have the absolute value. So the purpose of absolute value is to avoid negative term. So the absolute value of negative 3.4 is positive 3.4. Then the absolute value of negative 2.4 is positive 2.4. In absolute value, all the term is positive, no negative. So that's the purpose of the absolute value. So we're gonna add this 3.4 plus 2.4 by plus 0.4 plus 2.6 plus 3.6 is equals to 12.4. So we already have our value of this. So let's start to solve our mean deviation for the ungroup data. So our formula for our mean deviation in ungroup data is MD is equals to summation of absolute value of x minus mean all over n. So the summation of absolute value x minus mean is 12.4. So we're gonna put 12.4 here. And n is the number of our data. So we have 5. 12.4 divided by 5 is equals to 2.48. So this is our mean deviation of ungroup data. So let's proceed to group data. So group data. So in group data, I don't have. So in group data, this is our formula. So the difference of ungroup and group data is we have frequency here. So example, class score, this is given, and the frequency is also given. So we observe to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 14, 15 to 19. And the frequency, this is given, 2, 4, 7, 8. So we're gonna find the value of x first. So to determine the value of x, the midpoint of the classroom is the value of x. So the midpoint of 0 to 4 is 2. The midpoint of 5 to 9 is 7. The midpoint of 10 to 14 is 12. And the midpoint of 15 to 19 is 17. We also have another way to determine our x. So the other way is to add this and divide into 2. So let's say for example, 0 plus 4 is 4. Divided by 2 is 2. 5 plus 9 is 14. Divided by 2 is 7. 10 plus 14 is 28. Divided by 10 plus 14 is 24. Divided by 2, 12. And 15 to 19 is 34. And divide by 2, 12. So let's proceed here. Fx. So we're gonna multiply the our value of frequency and the x. So 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 7, 28. 7 times 12, 84. And 8 times 17, 136. So after this, we're gonna solve our mean so that we can proceed here. So this is the formula of our mean. So mean is equals to summation of f of x over n. The value of our f of x is 252. And the n here is we have the 21. So 252 divided by 21 is equals to 12. So this is our mean. This is our mean. 12. So let's proceed here. X minus mean. So our x minus mean, which is 12. 2 minus 12 is negative 10. 7 minus 12, negative 5. 12 minus 12 is 0, of course. And 17 minus 12 is 5. So let's proceed to the next column. Absolute value of x minus mean. So this is our x minus mean. And the absolute value of this is 10. Again, as what I have said earlier, the purpose of this absolute value is to avoid negative terms. So, the absolute value of negative 10 is 10. Then, in negative 5, 5. 0, 0, 5, 5. So, let's proceed to the next column. F times absolute value of x minus mean. So, from x here times here. So 2 times 10 is 20. 4 times 5 is 20. 7 0 is 0. And 8 times 5 is 40. And we're gonna total this. 20 plus 20 plus 40 is 80. So we already have the value of f times absolute value of x minus b. So we're gonna proceed to solving our mean deviation in group data. So this is our formula. Mg is equals to summation of x times I think this is so our formula of mean deviation is Mg is equals to summation of x. Sorry, this is absolute rather. Absolute. Absolute. Okay, so our the value of f is f times absolute value of x minus mean is 80. So we're gonna put 80 here. And our n is 21. So we're gonna put 21 here. So 80 divided by 81 is 3.80. So this is our mean deviation for group data. Okay, so let's proceed to the variance. So let's gonna compute the ungrouped data first. So the formula of ungrouped data is s squared is equals to summation quantity x minus mean raised to the power of 2 all over n minus 1. So example number 1. 1, 2, 4, 7, 8. So this is our data. So all we have to do is to arrange this vertically. So 1, 2, 4, 7, 8. And we're gonna add all this and the total is 22. So in the next column, we're gonna solve our mean first. So we all know that our formula for the mean is this. Summation of x over n. And the summation of x is 22. So 22 here. And our n is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5. 22 divided by 5 is 4.4. So this is our mean. So let's proceed here. X minus mean. 1 minus 4.4 is negative 3.4. 2 minus 4.4 is negative 2.4 and so on and so forth. So here, again, the difference of solving mean deviation for ungrouped data is in mean deviation we use an absolute value, but in variance we use this. We're gonna square the value of x minus mean. So 3 times 4 times itself is 11.56. And negative 2.4 times itself is 5.76. So on and so forth. And we're gonna total all of this and we have 37.2. So we already have the value of this, so we can now compute the value of we can now compute our variance. So our formula of variance is here. S squared is equal to summation of quantity of x minus mean raised to the power of 2 all over n minus 1. So our value here is 37.2. So we're going to put 37.2 here. And why 4? It's because the total number of our data is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 1, so 4. 37 minus 2 divided by 4 is 9.3. So this is our variance. And the formula of our standard deviation is the square root of our variance. our variance is S is equals to the square root of our variance. Our variance is 9.3. So the square root of 9.3 is 3.04. So this is our standard deviation. So our standard deviation is very easy. If we have the value of our variance, we cannot compute the standard deviation if we don't have the value of variance. So to get the value of standard deviation, we gonna solve first our variance. Okay, so let's proceed to variance for our group data. Group data I mean. So for group data, our formula here is S squared is equal to the summation of x, quantity of x minus mean raised to the power of 2 all over n minus 1. So again, for group data, the difference for our group data is we have frequency here. We have frequency. So we have, for example, class 4, we have class 4. And 0 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 14, 15 to 19, this is even. And the frequency is also even. So for example, 2, 4, 7, 8. So first, all we need to do is to find our x. To find the x. So again, as what I have said earlier, to find or to determine the x is the midpoint of our class 4. So the midpoint of our class 4 is 2. The midpoint of 5.9 is 7. The midpoint of 10 to 14 is 12. And the midpoint of 15 to 19 is 17. So let's proceed to the next column. F times x. So from frequency here, which is 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 7 is 28. 7 times 12 is 84. And 8 times 17 is 136. With that, let's proceed here. So we're gonna compute our mean first. So as what I have discussed earlier, the formula of our mean is the summation of f of x over n. So our summation of f of x is here, 252. So we have 252 here. And our n is 21. So we have 21 here. 252 minus 20 divided by 21 is equals to 12. So this is our mean. So let's proceed here. X minus mean. 2 minus 12 is negative 10. 7 minus 12, negative 5. 12 minus 12 is 0. And 17 minus 12 is 5. So to avoid negative term, we're gonna square this. So the value of here times itself is 100. Negative 5 times itself is 25. And 0 times itself is 0, of course. And 5 times 5 is 25. So our formula of group data is here. So we're gonna multiply our frequency and this. So frequency and this. So frequency 2 times 100 is 200. 4 times 25 is 100. And 7 times 0 is 0. And 8 times 25 is 200. And the total of this is 500. So to compute the variance for our group data, we have this formula. S squared is equals to summation of f, quantity of x minus mean raised to the power of 2 all over n minus 1. So our value here is 500. So we're gonna put 500 here and divided by 20. Why 20? It's because our total number is 21 and minus 1. So that it will make 20. So 500 divided by 20 is 25. So our variance is 25. So in standard deviation, we already have the value of our variance, so we can now compute our standard deviation. So as like what I've said earlier, the formula of our standard deviation is the square root of our variance. So S is equals to the square root of our variance. Our variance is 25, so the square root of 25 is 5. So this is our standard deviation. So that's all for the measures of variability. That's all for today. Thank you. Bye.
Spending all my nights so long waiting for you.